Before I got started, I wanted to get a feel for where I wanted the pegboard to sit. A measuring tape comes in handy for this. The pegboard I am using is 4 feet tall by 8 feet long. I cut about 10 inches off the length so that the pegboard would end right where the masonry meets drywall along this wall. The pegboard needs to be spaced off the wall so that the hanging pins can be installed. In order to do this, I got some 1x2s in 8 foot long sections. I cut 10 inches off of these to match the pegboard. These got anchored to the masonry using tab cons. The pegboard itself will attach to these 1x2s using wood screws. I used 3 1x2s spaced apart vertically in order to support the bottom, middle, and top of the pegboard. I pre-drilled all of the 1x2s with a countersink bit so that the screw heads would sit recessed into the wood. This in turn keeps the screw heads from interfering with the pegboard that goes on top. The basic approach here was to place each 1x2 at level, mark and drill the first hole, then put the screw in semi-tight. With that done, I would then set the 1x2 level again, mark a line to ensure that it stays that way, and then drill the second hole. At that point, I could install the second screw and the mounting of the 1x2 is complete. I used 2 3/4 inch Tapcon screws. You don't need them to be that long, but keep in mind 1 1/4 inch screws will be too short and have trouble grabbing. Start doing this by yourself like me. The trick to it is to hold it up by the center. Have your drill and screw ready. Pick it up. Alright. Place it up against the boards. Lift up on the bottom so that it's flush against the bottom board. And push your hip against it. Bring your heel over. One hand. Once the bottom bolt was in, the garage door rail kept the top of the board from falling forward. This allowed me to concentrate on making the bottom left corner flush to the bottom of the 1x2 before moving on to add all the other screws. If you aren't installing yours near a garage door rail, you could simply put a screw directly above the first screw into the 1x2 in the middle, and that would keep the board from falling forward. You could then put the other screws in at your leisure. I installed 9 screws total. 3 per 1x2 with 1 on each end of the 1x2 and 1 in the middle of the 1x2. That held the board flush, and I moved on to installing the clips and hanging a few odds and ends on the board. It also coincided with my camera running out of memory, so I didn't catch this on video. With the pegboard done, I moved on to installing my accessory drawers. If you can hang a picture frame level, you can hang these. They have 4 bolt holes out back, so you can push them up into a wall, level them, and mark where to drill. As in other cases where I hung heavy things to a wall, I made a point of having any screws that could do so lined up to a stud. The others were attached using pop toggle wall anchors. These are rated to hold 80 pounds each and should have no trouble, especially since they are coupled with screws that go into the studs directly. And there you have it. Now I have a whole bunch of accessories hung up right next to my pegboard. And as I get more clips and add more stuff to the pegboard, that's also going to fill out. So I'll just be able to keep so much clutter that would have otherwise been inside bags or in random locations on the floor up on the wall where I can see it. It's useful and it's easily accessible.